All right, so that was us. If y'all want us to talk more about our relationship, please put in the comments down below. We could tell you about those 6 months. We ain't gonna tell you about the recent. Well, we could tell you the recent stuff later, but we still in therapy for that joint independently, but individually. But nah, we probably will tell you about it. It's not that big of a deal. But I'm an open book, and that forces Alana to be an open book.
It doesn't
So
with you.
with
He's an open
me,
book with the whole world.
I
I'm an
am an
open
open
book with
book with the
Randall
whole world.
only.
Yes, and that's something where like I can get in trouble sometimes. People be like, I ain't need to know all that. I'm like, I gotta tell you, because then you don't know, you don't gotta worry about nothing. So, but yes, if y'all want to hear about that, tell us about that, or tell us in the comments. Did somebody fart? No, that's just outside smelling bad. Maybe it
Why do
was
you say
me.
someone? It's only me in the room.
Listen, sometimes you can smell the farts of the neighbors. But, and if it was me, you would have heard it. I farted on camera a couple of times and this mic picked it up. I ain't edited it out though. But, like I told you, I'm an open book. Listen, everybody farts. Why am I going to hide that drink? Come on now.
No Putin on camera.
Oh, they made episode 2. We gotta watch it.
I can't
Shout
watch
out to Berlizzi. I know I'm nowhere near his level, but we love when he plays the Goose Game. I don't know what it's called.
It's called something goose game.
Whatever. He plays
Yeah.
it with his niece. We'll play that game too. Also, Spice of Life, we be playing games too.
Yes.
We beat Cuphead, which is like ultimate couples goals right there. Like we
It's
beat
one of the
Cuphead
almost
together.
breakups.
Yeah, yo. If I was streaming back then, they would have loved us. Cause I was over here making it till like 3 in the morning. Like, come on.
I was tired, and he was like, would like sit me back up and put the controller back in my hand when
Yo.
I was giving
And
up.
Alana would legit like you could tell when she was tired because her character would stop moving. And then they'd be like, boom, boom, and he started losing all the lives. And then I'd be like, baby, you tired? He'd be like, no, stop asking me. And he'd be getting killed. But maybe we'll play that again. Hopefully the DLC for Cuphead will come out soon.
No,
It's been like
forever.
5 years, and then hopefully they'll just skip that and go to Cuphead 2, and we will definitely play that. We play Server Mumps, which is Overcooked,
Oh yeah.
which that joint causes some fights too, because I don't like that game and she
I love
loves
it.
it.
It's fun.
I'm trying to see what other games have we played that we're gonna play. Well, we're just gonna play games. We're gonna play old school games, new school games. So, but it'll be fun. Spice of Life is just everything. I want to talk about is like just engagements in general. Like we won't say any names of the people that we know, obviously, but like how do we go about this the right way? Like,
I don't know where you're getting at.
do you think it lived up to the hype,
Our engagement?
or just being engaged in general? Does it live up to the hype?
For me, because it's not about anybody else and their
Mm.
reaction, and I don't. I honestly would not care. Well, I would care a little bit, like if my family didn't congratulate me, but
Mm-hmm.
like it's not for like other people. Like for
Yeah.
me, like I just like saying like my fiance around you, like when you can hear it,
Mm.
or like looking at my ring like when I'm with you, or like I like looking down on it and having that
Mm-hmm.
reminder that like you picked that out special for me, and like things like that. But as far as like everyone else, like all they do is just like sometimes, because of the stage we're in and the age that we're at, it's like I feel like I can't truly express how I feel about the whole thing unless I'm with you. Like it's like I have to
Mm.
tone it down around everybody else because I don't want jealousy or
Mm.
boasting, or for anyone to think like that I think I'm better than them,
Mm.
or things like that. And I think because of our age and because of like the people that we're around right now, it's just it can come off that way of like me being so excited. So I have to tone it down in public or like around other people who I know, aren't engaged and maybe have been dating someone longer than like we have been dating, or
Mm.
other people that just they're like, "Oh, well, I don't want to get married. I don't see that in my future." But then there are still those like negative like nonverbal like interactions after I'm like
Mm.
excited, and it's almost like I can't be excited around some people, and that could just be like me because I'm a very like sensitive person, so I always assume other people are
Mm.
like always upset about certain things. Um but yeah, so I feel like as far as living up to the hype, like for me personally, yes, like it's everything that I ever imagined and ever dreamed about, and it like I'm still like living off that high, but in front of other people, it's almost like I like not downplay it, but I'm just
Hmm.
like I'm thankful, you know.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I wanted to talk about that a little bit. Like, what do you think of like? Do you think that because there's the church atmosphere, like the Christian atmosphere of like you guys got engaged late. Like
Yeah.
we dated for 4 years, and like all throughout the comments, people were like, it's about time," and like
Yeah.
all this other stuff. Which like I'm like, yo, I still think we got engaged a little early.
Yeah.
Like I think we could have waited one more year.
Personally, I get that, but also I don't know if I would have waited another year just because I'm like
I'm no,
graduating
I'm
and
just
I'm
doing
like
that for the
I
views.
want to like if we if we believed that we could get engaged or live together without being
Mm-hmm.
married, then I would just move in with you next year and I wouldn't care when we got engaged.
Mm.
But for me, because of the our beliefs and the
Mm-hmm.
way that we're going about things, like I'm almost like I need this engagement so I can feel that security of like knowing like I'm gonna be able to like be with you and start my life with
Mm.
you whenever I like start this new chapter after I get my degree next year. So,
Okay.
it's like one of those things that like that comes with it as well.
Okay, so that's a good question too. Let's segue into that. What would you have thought if we were engaged while you were getting your master's? Like, not like you got your master's, essentially all the schoolwork. Now you're going and just doing your internship. But
Hmm.
like, with all the stuff that happened, do you think it would have been like? Would you recommend people getting engaged during their masters or even getting married? That's a little different topic, but.
Hmm. I'm happy that it happened like now that I'm done with school because I
Mm-hmm.
think that just being in a master's program takes a toll on an individual, and then I think that it really took a toll on us. And there were a lot of
Mm.
times where like you were being so annoying, and I was like, you're being so annoying right now and I have no idea why. And like
Mm.
hindsight now, I know like it's just because I was overly stressed with school and deadlines.
Mm.
Working like 3 jobs while in school
Yeah.
also is like not ideal, being like full-time taking 15 credits. So
Yeah.
it's just like one of those things that's like the time we did have with each other was like me doing homework, smiling over at you. And then when we did have that time, and like that time in my mind, it's just like communication kind of gets lost
Mm.
through all the busyness. So then it was like, in my mind, I had an idea of like what our free moments would look like. And
Yeah.
when they didn't look like that, I put it on you of like you're being annoying, like
Mm.
you aren't doing what in my mind I expected you to do when I never communicated that with you. So it's like a lot of like situations like that would happen, or just I would get irritated because I'm tired, but
Yeah.
I would force myself to stay awake because I do want to spend time with you.
Mm-hmm.
But the quality of that time was like not
Yeah.
well spent just because I was tired and I needed to go to bed and I really
Mm-hmm.
should have. Like, just things like that. So I think that already, since like without being engaged, that took a toll on us. And then if we would have added an engagement, like I know I would have been like, we have to do this, we have to do that. Like we haven't even really been too. I know we've only been engaged for like 2 weeks, but we really haven't been that stressed already. And I think it's
Mm-mm.
because we talked about our
We've
wedding
talked about
so much,
everything
like
before.
that.
Yeah.
Now it's just putting all
Follow
that
through.
stuff. Yeah, like just completing all that, those
Ooh,
ideas.
that's me. Yeah, that's me. You smell that?
Mm-mm.
It's my sourest pits. It's hot, y'all. It's like 95 out today.
Yeah, it's hot
And I'm
outside.
trying to save that money, but we're gonna watch a movie tonight and turn the air conditioner on. Whew, it's hot. Probably gonna get some food too, cause it's gonna be a good day for Alana. And a good day for me too. But
Yeah, okay.
yes. Yeah,
Call
I'm
me
sorry. I'm
fat
sorry. I'm sorry.
over here.
No, I'm not calling you fat, babe.
Listen,
Listen,
I don't care
I
about it
don't wanna
anymore.
I don't wanna hear nothing.
What are you about to say?
I'm just gonna say I've been through with you through thick and thin. That's my saying.
Listen, I did lose about how many?
60.
Yeah, 60 pounds since I've been with
When
you.
we first started dating, Alana was my cute little chubby girl, and I did not care.
Honestly,
And
that is the reason why I'm like, he truly loves me. Like, I don't know. I'd be a little skeptical if I lost all this weight
And
and
then I
then
was
we
like,
started.
hey, you pretty
Yeah,
mama.
like
No.
I would be like, oh, does he really like me for my personality?
Nah,
But
nah.
it was just a bonus, right?
Yeah, no, big time, big time. Like that's another episode of how we first met. But like we were friends
Yes.
for a long time before we actually started dating.
Yeah.
But what's it called? Back to the engagement. Um,
Yeah, it's
I'm already
just
getting excited. We about to watch a movie in air conditions. It's about to be good.
yes. But
But
yeah, so I don't think people should really get engaged during that stressful time because, especially if you have not had constant conversation about what your wedding is going to look
mm,
like and what the engage
expectations are just with the
right.
relationship. Because I was gonna say this too. Now that I've been in my masters and like my situation is a lot different from yours, so where like I can give you more time than you could give me
Mhm.
because if I didn't like if I had too much work for my masters, I could take off from work.
Yeah.
Like there's at least plenty of times this semester where I was like, all right, I'm not taking a job this morning.
Yeah.
And I was able to knock out all this work. So when I saw you, I was like, whew, how was your day? Like what's going on? But you didn't have that luxury. And
I
like
didn't.
that's the difference of like you really like masters is like a job.
It is, and especially because 15 credits isn't normal. Like, I'm not trying to
Mm,
brag, but I'm just saying, like, 15 credits really isn't normal. Like, to be full
no.
time in masters, like, 6 credits
I was
is
about to
like,
say, because I'm only taking 9. I'm
yeah,
taking
so,
15. No, I'm taking 12 next semester. Like 15
yeah.
is like,
And I took 15 every semester for those 2 years I was in it.
yeah.
So, and was like in a school
Yeah, it
for
was in
8 hours a
school.
week
Yep.
too. Like, at
Yeah,
like a
that joint,
public school.
that
So,
joint. Yeah, you were doing your practicum.
right, and then I had 8 hours a week with my students that I worked
Mm-hmm.
with, and I did 15 hours of office work and
Yeah.
also working at Zoomtan, like, so.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that I
That
just
was
did
this
that
year,
this
but
year, but
still.
yeah, you have to definitely ease into it. If I did all of this my first
No,
year,
we would have
I,
broke up.
yeah, it was a lot.
I would be like,
So,
she doesn't love me. And you'd be like, what am I supposed to do?
it's true, like, you get in this thought process of like, everyone should know how important this work is. Everyone should
Mm.
understand how stressed I am, and everyone should
Whew.
accommodate to that. Like,
I wish. I
you just get
wish.
into that
Yeah.
mindset, you know what I mean? Especially when my only friends are the same people that are going through that too. So they're
Yeah.
like,
You
I
guys live in that
agree. Like,
world. Yeah.
yes, like, we work the hardest out of everyone. And that's
Yeah.
not true, but you
I'm over
get in
here with the
that.
church, trying to start an old church, revive a new
Right.
church
Like,
from rubble, and I'm just like, my work kind of important too now. And they're like, but
right.
you didn't do. I'm like, listen, these old people is annoying. So
And I
yeah,
think
no,
everyone's situation is different, and like I think that
yeah,
comparing is just toxic in general. Like any type of
that's a good
comparing, like
point.
just throughout all aspects of life, like when people compare, it just becomes so toxic. So like for me to compare my stress and what brings me stress and my hard work to yours, it's not fair because it's totally
Yes,
different. But I
yeah,
think that when you're in something so deep, you don't think about all that. You're not in the
mm,
mindset to be like, let me take a second and really think about what someone else is going through. Like that sounds like horrible, but it's just it is what it is and you
yeah,
really get into it. So, that's a long way of saying like I think that it's a lot to plan a wedding, and I think that even me going into my internship, there might be times where like
mm,
we might feel crunched for time of like, shoot, I have to do this weekend cuz like I'm going to be working next year too in my internship.
yeah.
So,
We go look at the venue in what 2 weeks? Yeah, two
next
weeks.
week.
No,
Oh,
next
2 weeks.
week.
Yeah,
Next
2
week
weeks. You're
is the
right.
tattoos. That's a whole nother topic, y'all. Ugh, that was annoying. We're getting tattoos. We're getting anime tattoos. We are big anime fans. Our favorite collective is definitely One Piece.
Yes.
One Piece is our favorite one. Alana has watched all of One Piece in one
Right.
summer. If you don't know how many episodes are in One Piece, we're literally on like 1,000, I think like 20, 20 something right now. So
Mhm.
she has watched all of it, caught up. I've been watching One Piece since it was on 4Kids, but it's literally that's like fifth grade. So like but she's caught up in all of it, and so we're watching One Piece, and like that's our show.
I don't know if
And
that's cool or embarrassing that I didn't have a life for a summer.
listen, but it got you through it
It
because
did.
it was the summer when I moved here first. That was
Mm-hmm.
another thing I wanted to say too. Like I think a lot of people wanted me to propose to you once we left school and we were going to Rochester.
Right. But
That
also financially, like, that was not the smartest decision for either of us. Like,
you know Christians don't think about smart decisions.
that's true.
They just think about don't have sex. Sex is great. Don't do it. Like the process behind it is never thought about. I mean, one of the things that Alana and I did was right out of college, um, I moved to the church that I work at currently, and she stayed for another like almost summer or a year.
Yeah, I stayed for a full summer. So, like, you moved
I
here.
moved here in June. June
Yeah.
1st was my first day.
And then I stayed. And then,
You just came once school started.
yeah, in August, like the
Yeah.
middle of August or late August, that's when I came.
And like it was long distance for a little bit, but I think a lot
It
of
seemed longer
people.
than that. I feel kind of lame.
Yeah, I know. I was like, it was a rough. It was only 2 months, if that. 1 month. It was one
No, it was
month.
2 months.
It was the end of August.
Yeah.
Sorry.
July
So
and August.
yeah, it wasn't that bad. But I just
We're
think
weenies.
I know. I'm over here like 2 months.
I know,
Like,
it felt like 5 years.
it did feel long because this is when I was sleeping on the floor. Like I didn't have nothing. The people, like even the kids in the youth group, and I could say this because it's the truth. When I was like, I got hired as a youth minister, and I like the first month, no kids came like to Bible class.
Yeah.
So I was just like, what did I get myself into? Like it was just really, really rough, and like you just were watching One Piece, and I was just sitting here like, God, what is going on?
Mm-hmm.
And what's it called? But I think a lot of us, that's why when we came, everybody thought we were already engaged because nobody moves from one state to another just dating.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people thought I was like crazy for that. Of like,
Yeah.
you guys followed each other when you guys are just boyfriend and girlfriend. And like, those are the times, like, in my mind, like, I knew, like, I'm like, no, like, that's the man I'm gonna marry. But,
Yeah.
like, it's just one of those things, like, it didn't feel crazy to me. I would be like, that would be crazy if I, like, didn't follow you. You know?
Yeah.
So,
So I really think, yeah, if you would have said, I'm not coming unless I have a ring, I think we would have broke up.
that would be ridiculous.
Listen, that's how some people are, though. Some of these girls, and the thing is like everybody thinks we moved for the church. No, we went to Rochester because she got that money. Like, she got that scholarship, and she's in her master's. Like, that's the only reason why we in Rochester. And that I knew people already, and the church was looking. And
Yeah.
there's other things we could do another episode on that too. It's not just that, but like a lot of work, going to RIT is a major factor of why we're in Rochester.
Right.
And like honestly, as much as crazy as it sounds, I really followed you. A lot of people don't believe that, but that's the truth. Like
Yeah.
you led where we were going.
Yeah,
And
I
I mean,
remember
God led it, and
Right,
He
it
made it
worked
clear. It
out,
worked out
but-
perfectly. But if we boil it down, like you got accepted into all the schools you applied for, and you decided with RIT, and I was like, that could work.
Mhm.
And then God made it all play out.
Right.
But yeah, like, and I think a lot of people look at us like, y'all are crazy. That's why when we came, everybody's like, the youth minister and his fiance, and we
Yeah.
was looking around like, I don't. You
I
got a
know.
ring? Like,
I know. They put us in a real,
they put us
like,
in a
awkward
rough spot.
position. with
Yeah.
that.
So, and then everybody was like, so when are you getting married? And then it was like, when are you getting engaged? Like, then when people ask, like, why are you not engaged? Like, that was my biggest thing. Like,
Yeah, I'm
that's
like,
the
I
one
don't
thing I
know.
hate about ministry is like, we put these man-made standards on these ministers and ministers' wives, whereas like, majority of the New Testament was written by a single man. Jesus never had a wife. Like,
Mhm.
a lot of the things that Paul is one of the most influential Christians of the world, wasn't married, was a single man. We quote his letters all the time, wasn't married. And then when it gets to like minister roles, we're like, you gotta be married. You have
Right.
to be.
Right.
This is the Jesus. What? Like, no, like.
And I think people would do that as like a, like, a safeguard against
Yeah.
like bad things happening and
Yes, I
scandals and
totally.
things like that.
But
But
them
if you
joints
want to
happen
do
with or
it,
without a ring.
right. Like if you want to do, if someone truly like is out to do that, they're gonna do that regardless of
Yeah.
if there's, if they're married or not, because it's like if you're willing to do that, you really don't care if you're married or not. Then
Yes.
like, you know, so.
And like for me, like
Um,
I was in a what?
I
What
was
was
like, I
it?
probably shouldn't say that. Like, I bet you someone that's like cheated or gotten into that might say like, I did care that I was married. So I just always think about that.
Yeah, you always
Like,
got, especially now, you gotta watch what
I
you say, because
know. So
somebody
I'm
gonna be in
like,
the comments like, "You're talking about me, my specific situation. That's a 1 in 1 million chance it happened, and I'm offended." So,
right. So for
sorry if we
me
offend you.
personally, I think it shows that I don't care about you if I'm unfaithful and I cheat on
Yeah.
you when we're married. Like that makes
Yes.
me, to me, I would expect you to believe like you don't care about this marriage. Anyways.
Got you. I wasn't even thinking about that, but I agree with what you're saying. Um, what's it called? Oh, I was gonna say the reason why everybody was like, "Are you gonna propose?" Like, I was like, "Why?" Like, I know some of the jobs that I didn't get was because we were only dating.
Yeah.
And like I was like, I know it looked better on my resume, but is that really what a marriage is for? Is to look better on my resume?
Right.
Like what? Like I'm not going to propose to you so that it will make me get a better job. And like
Yeah.
in ministry, that seems normal because it happens all the time.
It
The
does.
Bible majors get married and they go work at a church.
Mhm.
But if you looked at that in any other profession, that'd be the weirdest thing in the world.
No, it's true, and I don't think anyone would feel comfortable knowing that like I'm your like I would be like our marriage is your job security. Like I want you to
Yeah,
marry me because you love me and you want to be with me, not because you're worried about where your next paycheck's gonna come from. Like,
exactly. And I think that plays a toll on a lot of things
mm-hmm.
that like people do not take seriously when they actually think about it.
Yeah,
Like they're just like, you gotta, if you want to work at the church, you gotta be married. And I'm just like, why? Like,
yeah,
imagine if somebody said that, like, we would love to have you as the teacher of the second grade class, but you're a single woman.
mm-hmm.
So sorry. Go get married and then come back and then you'll get the job.
Yeah,
Husband's not even going to be in the school.
right,
That has nothing to do with anything. Like, I just think that stuff is stupid.
yeah,
And I think it's one of those things that, like, I'll be honest, that's why some of these ministers and these people don't know how to work together in a marriage, is because they just marrying people so that they can get a job. And it's
yeah,
like, no, like, forget the job. Your marriage is your first ministry.
mm-hmm.
That's the most important ministry. Forget these kids. I love y'all youth group, but I'm just saying, like, forget these kids for marriage sake.
Yeah.
No, it's about me and you. So that's my little rant. Is there anything else that we wanted to talk about? Engagements.
Engagements. You don't feel different.
I don't feel
I
different.
feel different.
You feel different, and put in the comments if you understand what Alana is talking
I don't
about.
feel like I explained it well. It's not really something I can put into words. It's more of just like
I
it
think a
is what
lot.
it is.
I think a lot of people are gonna identify
Okay.
what you're saying. I think for me, everybody going, "What's wrong with him? He not in love with her."
No.
And I'm like, fellas, please help me out, because the people that have been engaged already, like, to me, I just feel like I lost money in my pocket. And like, shout out to Courtney, because I was really considering getting a fake little ring. The way that you were like, I'll be happy with a ring pop. I was like, that's what she said. Like, so, but no, shout out to Courtney. She's like, no, she said that, but she doesn't mean that. And I was like, okay.
I love Courtney.
But what's it called? Yeah, I think that is good enough for our first episode.
Yeah.
I feel like JD and Pilar.
I
Shout out
felt
to
like
them
that the whole
too.
time.
Shout out to them too. They ain't gonna follow us or nothing, but we love y'all as well. But yes, this has been another episode of Spice of Life. And so we will see you on the next episode. Definitely like, comment, and subscribe, and give us some ideas for what you want us to talk about, some games you want us to play.
Please, the games.
Yeah, the
Yes.
games. She loves games. So give us some good co-op games.
Yes.
That game where the two people had to work together. Like, Though anytime me and Alana have to work together, we're so bad at it, and I think y'all would
That's
love
horrible.
it. We are. Our brains just are two totally different. They move two totally different ways.
It's true.
And we get frustrated with each other. But I think y'all would like that, and it would help me with my temper, so I'd be getting mad at her. So, but thank you, y'all. Thanks for listening, and we'll see y'all in the next video. Later.
Thank you for watching another episode of Spice of Life.